Okay. Sitting on top of the pillow. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here today, my name is Odds, and we're going to be talking about episode 4 with a brief overview of episode 3 of What If. So, I have to say I really liked this episode as well. It's not going to be episode 2 caliber, but it's pretty good. This is the Doctor Strange episode. If you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around. I'm doing videos for What If every other week, tentatively, depending on how they do, but I do Marvel vlogs, DC, beauty, you name it. There's something for everybody on this channel, so I'd appreciate you giving a thumbs up and subscribing to stick around for more. I do 2 videos a week. I wanted to briefly touch on episode 3 because the thing that I really loved about episode 3 was the bringing back of Betty Ross. She is one of my faves. If you don't know, Betty Ross is the love interest of Bruce Banner. She goes on to become Red She-Hulk in the comics. She's the daughter of Thaddeus Ross, so she's not been in existence since The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, but I would love for her to come back full time because I love my Betty Ross, and I love Betty Ross and Bruce Banner's relationship, so I want to see more of that in the future, and maybe a Red She-Hulk, maybe with the She-Hulk show, who knows. But the previous episode showing what would happen if Hope Van Dyne died and Hank Pym became the villain, like this episode, Doctor Strange becomes the villain when Christine dies instead of him being harmed in the episode. So this is all about what if Stephen Strange lost his heart, aka Christine, rather than his hands like in the movie. So the events of Doctor Strange unfold relatively the same until 2 years since her death. He decides that he's going to use the Time Stone to manipulate time and try to go back and save Christine from her death. It's like a sequence of him constantly going back and her dying in different ways. Like no matter what, she ends up dying. Mostly car crashes, I think a heart attack, she gets shot once. Ultimate fire explosion. We find out that later in the episode that her death is a set focus of time, which is odd because that's not true in the Doctor Strange movie, so it's interesting that in this universe it's a set focus of time, although theoretically he's going back and creating multiple universes, so it's kind of interesting. When he does so, he ends up creating a paradox, which creates the evil Stephen Strange that's trying to manipulate time, and then the same Stephen Strange that has decided, nah, everything's fine, I'm just gonna be hanging out here. Strange goes down a dark path and starts absorbing different creatures, including a dragon, which I think might be the Shang-Chi dragon or just a random dragon. The Hydra tentacle creature, again, who we believe to be Shumagorath, is it's the first one he tries to absorb unsuccessfully, but then the last character he successfully absorbs. Well, kind of. Strange can hear and see the Watcher, which is interesting because no other character has been able to, but considering that he's like a master of the mystic arts, I guess it would make sense that he's aware of the presence of the Watcher, which does come back into play later on in the episode. The Watcher actually debates whether he should interfere or not, but he knows best not to intervene, and that's pretty evident to not mess with time based on this episode particularly. We find out he needs to be whole. Evil Doctor Strange needs to be whole and united with the regular Doctor Strange, the good one, in order to successfully bring back Christine. They have this whole fight. The Capes end up fighting each other, which I thought was interesting. And then ultimately, the evil Doctor Strange prevails, absorbs good Doctor Strange, brings Christine back, but then the universe is collapsing. So he collapsed the universe just to bring back this woman he was dating centuries ago at this point. So he begs the Watcher to intervene, but the Watcher is like, nah, you did this. This is your fault. I wish I could punish you, but that's not up to me. So that's more celestial territory. Not really much to deal with the Watcher. I'm a little disappointed in this episode because I thought this would be where we introduced Marvel Zombies, because I'm really excited for Marvel Zombies and I don't know what episode that's coming in. I was a little concerned. I thought this particular episode was going to be the Iron Man episode, but I think they're linking that with Black Panther. They're not really going in any particular order. You know, initially when What If was announced, it was announced that there would be episodes for every single Marvel movie. However, the only one that's really followed the movie was the Captain Carter episode, which was the first one, and ultimately the weakest. I'm glad they're going off and doing different stories rather than just strictly following to the movies. So I don't know what episode is next. I really hope this lines up with my the Gamora, like, Thanos episode, because I love Gamora and she is my boo. And I want to be breaking down that episode because I want you all to see my excitement for Gamora, because I love her so much. She's my favorite MCU character, one of my favorite comic characters. Chef's kiss. She's amazing. I'm looking forward to that episode. I'm looking forward to Marvel Zombies. I don't know too much about the other episodes. I don't think we do know too much about the other episodes because that's kind of the stuff that we've seen in promotional footage in the trailers. There's going to be some version of Avengers where they're going to fight Ultron, who looks like Vision because Vision's body was supposed to be Ultron. You know, that whole thing. I'm also really kind of interested to see if, with the next season of What If they end up doing the events of the TV shows or some spin-off of the events of the TV shows, since I think that would be really cool to see the alternate endings that are involved there. So right now, with the first 4 episodes out, I definitely think, for me at least, it's 2, 3, 4, 1. So this episode, I'm not saying it's bad, but I never particularly liked Doctor Strange that much, so it wasn't very high for me. The Guardians episode is the highest, I think, just because I love the Guardians so much. You can hear my full thoughts. That was the episode that I did first of the breakdowns of What If, so you can watch that. I'll put it in the cards and everything. But that's all I really have. This is a really, really short video. But I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want me to continue with the every other week. Right now, that's what I have planned. I might stop and do a series review. We'll see. It kind of depends on how well these videos do, and honestly, the first one didn't do great, but who knows? I mean, the whole series review of The Bad Batch did not do great, so we'll see how that does. But let me know your thoughts on the episode and on that suggestion down below. As always, I've been Ons. If you missed my last video, you can check it out here. But take care, guys. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.